GFR 45 to 59. This is mild to moderate disease. And stage 3B, GFR 30 to 44, moderate to severe disease, usually asymptomatic. Even after 3B, when GFR is 30 to 44, then the patient may be asymptomatic. There may not be any symptom, but there is sometimes symptom. There is anemia. Sometimes we get many patients. Those patients have anemia, but there is no significant cause, or very with the some investigation we do not have the causes. In Chandra, please next slide, please. Causes. Causes is important. Diabetes mellitus, interstitial diseases, glomerular diseases, hypertension, systemic inflammatory diseases, yes, renovascular disease, congenital inherited and unknown. Few patients, we got few patients, we do not get any cause of the chronic kidney disease. Diabetes mellitus and hypertension is the most common cause in our country. Besides this, glomerular disease, interstitial disease, connective tissue diseases like systemic inflammatory diseases, and renovascular disease also causes chronic kidney disease. Presentation. Actually, আমরা যদি খেয়াল করি, maximum cases present with incidental. What I have said that in case of staging, there is patient usually present with symptom actually 4 and 5. So most of the cases in the ward, in the private chamber, in the hospital, we get incidentally. Suppose a patient is presenting to other disease with the complication of diabetes or hypertension, and we do the serum creatinine and get that the patient is suffering from some sorts of chronic kidney disease, or there maybe we get the serum creatinine above 3. So incidentally, the patient, the chronic kidney disease patient is presenting actually incidentally. A number of patients present with incidental finding, we find that patient is presenting from chronic kidney disease. And early symptom and late symptom, there is nocturia. It is very important. Nocturia, early symptom is nocturia. Patient sometimes present with nocturia and swelling of the hand or feet. Many patients comes to us, sir, I am suffering from swelling of the hand or feet and muscle cramp. Muscle cramp also important. Muscle cramp is actually the big chapter. There is many things which may cause muscle cramp, and muscle cramp also a early presentation of chronic kidney disease. And late is tiredness, breathlessness, anorexia, nausea, vomiting pruritus, weight loss. So sometimes patient may present with weight loss and hiccup, fit and drowsiness, this patient present in the late stage. Hiccup, fit, drowsiness and coma. These are the presentation of the stage 4 and 5. Signs, there is yellow complexion, pallor, raised JVP. Yellow complexion, many diseases causes yellow complexion like hypothyroidism, chronic kidney disease, and jaundice also causes yellow complexion. But chronic kidney disease also causes a yellow complexion. There is pallor due to anemia, raised JVP due to fluid retention, high blood pressure, brown line pigmentation of the nail, excretion of the pruritus, and bruising. Easy bruising also, it is chronic kidney disease is a cause of easy bruising. And edema. Besides this, cardiovascular system, cardiovascular symptom like CVD and ischemic heart disease, heart failure, etc. can be any cardiovascular disease. Chronic kidney disease is a risk factor for severe cardiovascular disease like stroke, peripheral vascular disease, ischemic heart disease, heart failure, etc. Besides this, respiratory symptom, patient may present with shortness of the breath and many other respiratory symptoms, and CNS symptom, which I have said the CNS symptom, and peripheral neuropathy. This is also causes, chronic kidney disease also causes peripheral neuropathy. Investigation, actually we do the CBC, complete blood count, give you many information. Complete blood, you can get anemia. There is many causes, many things which causes CKD causes. There is multiple factors of CKD which causes anemia, and there may be high ESR, there may be leukocytosis, there may be low platelet count. Chronic kidney disease, some patient may present with low platelet count, hemoglobin can be low, ESR can be high, there may be leukocytosis, etc. we can find in the CBC. Urinary, this is the most important investigation, I think, because these are the first line investigation which is easily available You can do everywhere urinary. Urinary give you fantastic information about the chronic kidney disease. There may be past cell, there may be sediment like RBC cast, granular cast, and there may be RBC cast, granular cast, sediment, etc. There may be we can do the deep stick test. That is why we can see the albumin in the urine. There is 1+, 2+, 3+, 4+, etc. So urine is a good investigation to diagnose the chronic kidney disease. Urine gives many. There may be hematuria. We can see the RBC, frank RBC in many causes, urine, kidney and its urinary tracts. So urine.
আমাদের 9 মিনিট সময় আছে স্যার, একটু টাইম লিমিট আছে তো স্যার?
আচ্ছা ঠিক আছে, আচ্ছা ঠিক আছে। সেই FBS, PBS, RBS, this is also causes diabetes causes serum creatinine. It is said that serum creatinine is almost equivalent to eGFR. Estimated GFR and serum creatinine is almost equivalent. So serum creatinine gives a good idea about the function of the kidney, and we can do the urea. Serum electrolytes is important, and we usually do the UTP to see the proteinuria. Ultrasonography, serum albumin, lipid profile, serum iron, ferritin, and folate, vitamin B12, hepatitis B, C, HIV serology, calcium phosphate, parathyroid hormone, etc. we can do. And others means many diseases which causes chronic disease, like inflammatory disease, it needs many investigation. This is the goal of management. Depends on the stage, which I have said. Monitoring of renal function is very much important. Actually, we can monitor many things. We can do many investigation for the assessment of renal function, but usually and easily available investigation is serum creatinine. So 3 to 6 monthly interval, it depends on the stage. We can do monitor the renal function by serum creatinine. If we can early diagnosis the chronic kidney disease, it gives many facilities, many advantages. So we can do the serum creatinine 3 to 6 monthly in the assumed cases. And reduction of the rate of progression. It is the main goal, I think. The reduction of rate of progression is the main goal of the management of the chronic kidney disease. Treatment of complications, treatment of risk factor, and prepare for RRT, renal replacement therapy. Monitoring at this frequency, I have said, why we will monitor? To see the outcome of the therapy, to detect the unexpected progression, warrant further investigation, to predict about the time of ESR, end-stage renal failure, for the preparation and planning of the renal replacement therapy. So by monitoring, we can take these advantages. What I have said, therapy should be directed towards the primary causes. If there is patient is suffering from hypertension, there is diabetes, there may be diabetes and hypertension. You know, there is some drug, especially ACE inhibitors and ARBs. If we prescribe the patient ACE inhibitor ARBs in case of hypertension or diabetes without any renal damage, this may decrease the chance of chronic kidney disease. So therapy should be directed towards the primary causes so that we can halt the progression of the disease. Reducing the proteinuria in glomerular disease, this is also important. You know, many diseases, there is many drugs which may cause decrease or reduce the proteinuria, like ACE inhibitor and ARBs. Treatment of the complication, this is the main things, fluid and electrolyte balance. Fluid management, sometimes we can restrict the fluid because there may be fluid accumulation. But there is some condition where we have to give the furosemide or loop diuretics or other diuretics to increase the urinary volume, because there is fluid accumulation due to accumulation of the sodium, and due to other causes, there may be fluid accumulation in the body. Fluid management is very important. And besides this, another thing is important. Sometimes there is diuretic phase, there is diuresis, there is excessive urination, especially it occurs in renal tubular acidosis, like ATN, acute tubular necrosis. There is decrease the resorption of the fluid and sodium. As a result, sometimes we give patient fluid and sodium in case of diuretic phase. Potassium is important. There may be hyperkalemia. Sodium management, there may be hypernatremia. Urea, we know how to manage the increased urea level, and acid-base balance also important for the treatment of complication. And anemia, you know, these are the causes of anemia: reduced intake, absorption of utilization of dietary iron, deficiency of erythropoietin, reduced red cell survival, toxic effect of the uremia to bone marrow, blood loss due to capillary failure, platelet function, and hemodialysis also causes. These are the causes of anemia. You know, the management of anemia in case of chronic disease is very important. There is a big chapter, big lesson about the management of the anemia. If you go through the textbook, especially the good textbook, there is fantastic management of anemia. In case of, we can give blood transfusion, we can give cells, we can give erythropoietin. Though it is said that sometimes erythropoietin is not so effective, but management of anemia, when we'll give blood, when we'll give iron, how will the replenish the iron therapy in case of anemia in chronic kidney disease. This is very important. This is a topic of post-graduation student. And renal bone disease, you know what are the causes of renal bone disease. There is many mechanism of renal bone disease which causes renal osteodystrophy, and in this case we have to manage the renal osteodystrophy by calcium supplement and 125 hydroxypolycalciferol. This is very important. Preparation for RRT. Many you have seen that many patients comes to us with a calcium creatine level like 7, and there is hyperkalemia, potassium level is 6 or more than 5.5. This patient needs immediate management to the dialysis. But this patient is coming to the institute where there is lack of dialysis facility. So preparation of RRT, if you monitor the patient and make a good preparation of the patient, because it is inevitable. This is progressive disease. So before that, if you assume that the patient will come to end stage renal failure after 1 year, in that case, you can prepare the patient. There may be economical preparation, psychological preparation, monetary preparation, everything you can get at preparation if you monitor the patient closely, and if you adequately send the patient to the center where RRT is available. So preparation is very important. Where to take treatment, discuss with family, selection of the time, type of RRT, and psychological, social, and economical support you can give the equipment. These are the indications for RRT. Fluid overload. Fluid overload, if we cannot manage the fluid overload with adequate diuretics and fluid restriction, then it is RRT is needed. RRT means renal replacement therapy, means dialysis, hemodialysis, or peritoneal dialysis. So when there is fluid overload is not managed with adequate drug therapy, then RRT is needed. Hyperkalemia, if we cannot manage with drug, hyperkalemia also needs the RRT. And uremia, when we can manage the symptom of uremia and there is neurological symptom, then it needs RRT. Metabolic acidosis needs also RRT. And others mean sometimes others causes, when there is increased the fragility of the capillary, there is bleeding, there is anemia. In that cases, sometimes RRT is needed. So this is the in short about the outline of the chronic kidney disease. We have seen that there is definition and there is markers of the kidney damage, functional and structural damages we have seen. And beside this, we have make stages of the kidney damage. We have done some, we have seen the investigation by which we can assess the function of the kidney. And beside this, we have outlined the management outline in short. So dear student, I would like to request, thank you. So dear student, I would like to request to continue your education, your study in this platform. I'm really amazed, and I would like to highly appreciate to you, all of you, that you are trying to enrich yourself without any help of others. And আমি মনে করি যে এটা তোমাদের সবার জন্য খুবই ভালো হবে, এটা চালু থাকবে, এবং আমি যখনই সময় পাবো যেটুকুই পারি আমি এই প্ল্যাটফর্মে তোমাদেরকে এখানে হোক, লেকচারে হোক, যেখানেই হোক এই প্রচেষ্টা অব্যাহত থাকবে। আজকে সবাইকে শুভরাত্রি জানিয়ে এখানেই শেষ করছি। সঞ্জয়, তোমাকে ধন্যবাদ।
ধন্যবাদ স্যার, আমাদের সবার পক্ষ থেকে আপনাকেও ধন্যবাদ যে আমাদের প্রথম প্রেজেন্টেশন স্যার এটা এই প্ল্যাটফর্মে, এবং আপনাকেই আমি প্রথম বলি, এবং আপনি এমন ভাবে সাড়া দিয়েছেন যে আমি আসলে অবাক হয়ে গেছি। সকালবেলা স্যার নিজেই